Division principle. Division principle. To undo multiplication, we do the opposite and divide. However, anything we do to the one side of the equal sign, we must do to the other side as well. And as always, it's very important to show all your work. So let's go look at an example to see how we can do this. A heated seat draws 4 amperes from a battery that is 11.5 volts. Find the resistance of the heated seat to the nearest hundredth. Use the equation below to solve. So here we have 11.5, which is equal to 4R. Now this 4R right here is really a multiplication of 4 times R, which R is a number of some sort that we need to solve for. So to undo multiplication, like we said, we will divide. And we're going to divide by 4 because 4 divided by 4 is equal to 1. And whatever we do to one side, we'll have to do to the other. So we're going to also divide 11.5 divided by 4 as well. So this then becomes 4 divided by 4 is just 1. So we can just leave as R. Now we have 11.5 divided by 4. So let's get our calculator out. We have 11.5. We're going to use this sign as that's division. And then 4. So now we have 2.875. And it's telling us to round to the nearest hundredth. So we have the hundredth right there. We're going to look to the right and see that it's a 5. So we're going to round up. So R is equal to 2.88. And this is resistance, so it's ohms. So that's our solution. So let's look at another example. Example 2. The total resistance in a circuit is 0.80 ohms, and the circuit voltage is 11.25 volts. Find the current in the circuit to the nearest hundredth if needed. And we're going to use the equation below to solve. So we will rewrite this. So here we have 0.80 times I. So to undo this multiplication, we're going to divide by 0.80 to both sides because we do it to both sides of the equal sign. So that just becomes a 1. So now we're just left with I on the left-hand side. Let's get our calculator out. 11.25 divided by 0.80 is equal to 14.0625. So 14.0625. And we're rounding to the nearest hundredth. We look at this number as we're rounding that, and we're going to look to the right of it to see if we round up or we stay at 6. And because it's 2, we know we stay. So we have I is equal to 14.06, and this is current, so it's amps. So this would be our current. And so we can check this real quick. So what we can do is go 0.80 times 14.06 and see if it gives us 11.25. So let's go ahead and do that. So we're going to keep this number as it's already there times 0.80 and it's equal to 11.25. So we know we did this right, as both sides of the equal sign is 11.25. So this checks out. So let's go look at another example. Example 3. To start the motor, there is a current of 250 amps from a battery of 12.2 volts. What is the resistance of the starting motor? We're going to use the equation below to solve. So we have 12.2 is equal to 250 times R. So to get R by itself, we're going to divide 250 on both sides. So now this just becomes 1. And R is equal to, so let's go ahead and solve this. We have 12.2 divided by 250, which is equal to 0.0488. And let's go ahead and round to the nearest hundredth like we've done before. So then R, as that's an 8, we're going to round up. So R then is equal to 0.05, and it's resistance, so it's ohms. That would be our solution.